Howdy folks, my name is Lance 90 and welcome back to Let's Play Major Minor. I have a feeling that we're going to get railroaded into a fairly long scene here, so let's see what we get. Probably make my way back to Acheron. It was almost midnight, he almost won. Ryu was sure to appear, so I wanted to be there. I wanted to get to Terra and end this for good. Didn't run into anybody on my way back, perhaps they branched out in search of food. And for the moment, I wonder where Jade was. Acheron didn't mention her, so she must be with Singe. Maybe Ryu would know what happened to me earlier. If he is giving up the Ark, I need answers now. There's a chance I might never see him again. I turn a few more corners and arrive back to where I started. I take a deep breath before I enter the room. This must be my final opportunity to get some answers. When I enter the room, I see Acheron standing there. He's staring at a pocket watch, counting down the time. After all his hard work was about to bear fruit. Turns around and gives me a wide smirk. Midnight approached. It's clear that he won. It's hard to believe that this is all coming to a close. So this is it, huh? Take down the corrupt leader of Armstrong, be the ruler of both life and death. All in days' work, it would seem. Laughs like it was all so easy, and maybe it was, at least to him. He was one of the smartest men I'd ever met. Well, he's a fox, so you have to assume it. Or would cunning be the better word? Oh, there you go. Well, I'm sure that'd be many words to describe this man, but soon enough he'd be the Ark's new master. At least he'd be more open to me with than the last one. Just under a minute now. I'd like to see the look on Max's face. So I feel like this is all going to go wrong. It wasn't karma, it was me. I want Cersei to know that it was me. This was a lesson long in the making. You hear about killing to seize power, but death is not always the answer. To bastardize our parents' tenets, progression through protection, they'd be ashamed of her rulership. Max on the Ark would be a disaster. Her philosophy is proof of that. She'd usher in a new dark age. I didn't do this just for me. I did it to save the world from suffering. You could say that I'm a savior too. I'll do what my parents always wanted. I'll make this world a better place. A place where I'm proud to be an Armstrong. Looks at the pocket watch one more time. I can tell by the look on his face that we're close. I have to see if this is worth fighting for. I feel like we should have one of the people that isn't me and Acheron in the room with us, because it's like none of them are right here with us, so they could actually still get killed somehow. Press my back against the wall and ready myself. I experienced this enough to know what it feels like. Acheron remains still, standing tall and proud. I'm guessing in his mind he had nothing left to fear. You're out in agony and clutched my chest. I expected to feel pain, but it's still so much. I'm in disbelief that Acheron is unaffected. Probably because we got stabbed by that weird thing. He stands there, fist clenched, panting heavily. How could he withstand so much pain? I look at his eyes and spot a faint glisten. Perhaps it would be best if I do what he did. Stand up straight and focus on my breathing. Stand there, united, waiting for Ryu. I feed off his energy until I no longer feel suffering. Congratulations, Acheron, you've won. He turns to me and smiles softly. It's nice to see you, Lance 90. I knew you wouldn't be too far behind. Acheron and I exchange glances as if awaiting. So what happens next? I'm sure there's lots to teach me. That would be an understatement. We have lots to talk about together, but I have to talk to Lance 90 as well. You think we could go back to the Ark? I feel safer discussing things there, and I'd like to see my home one last time. Kinda sus. Look at Acheron and he nods. I see no problem granting Ryu his request. It's not like things would be any different than normal. Thank you very much. Note that this time he asked us for permission, definitely different than the Ryu I first met. It's nice to know that we finally had a say in things, almost as if we completed some rite of passage. Very sus. Maybe I played too much Among Us, but... I have a question, though. One last thing before we go. Of course, what is it? You can see a lot from the Ark, right? You have a grasp on what we're all doing. If you're observant enough, yes. It's a skill that you hone in time. You know what happened to Max, and if Singe and Daz are safe? Rest assured your plan succeeded. That's why I'm visiting you now. Max is behind bars. Everyone is safe. Good. Let's hope she doesn't escape. Are you taking her power away from her? I think I'll let her keep it, actually. What? She'll be in prison for her whole life. All it would do is elongate her sentence. I doubt she'll make use of it at all. Besides, control of time means nothing. It's not when you're a prisoner. I know that feeling all too well. Can you just wait until someone opens your door to your prison cell and then pause time and just walk out of the prison? ... by the way. Oh, here we go. She can use the power to try and escape, but it'll only drive her insane. Freedom will always just be out of reach. Did he put her in some kind of special prison? Don't worry too much about her. She's useless where she is. That's probably what you wanted anyway. So she's not in an Earth prison. She's like in... I'm assuming he put her in some kind of special prison. Acheron nods, showing no facial expression. I'm unsure how he's taking this information, but if I could take a guess, I'm sure he is happy. Well then, shall we go? I can't suspend places for long, remember, and I don't want to be trapped like this. We all agree and await our travel to the Ark, but I tell Ryu I want answers too. I was a little more than confused at recent events. Yes, of course, you'll get answers. There's nothing left for me to hold back. All of our plans have come to fruition. What does he mean our plans? Was he playing at something too? Both of you close your eyes. When you open them, you'll witness change, and the gears will make their final turn. Close my eyes and keep them tightly shut. It isn't long before we're taken to the Ark. I don't even have to open my eyes. I know the feeling. It's almost as if this place was my second home. If everything was truly coming to an end, this might be the last chance I get to see it. I have to make sure that I leave with satisfaction. The true nature of everything had to be revealed. Take a deep breath before I open my eyes. We actually are here. Welcome to your new home, Acheron. At least now I can say goodbye. Lance 92, it's our last time here. This was broadly at the vast space surrounding us. So many memories, I hope you'll create some good ones too. You have a lot of responsibilities here. I'm ready for this burden, Ryu. Let's start with bringing some people back. There were those who didn't need to die. Of course, but not so fast. I have to teach you how things work, otherwise you'll only cause damage. The Ark is a very intricate machine. It requires focus and resolve in quantities you can't even imagine. I see, so what do we do first? There's no need to hesitate any further. Is Acheron getting impatient? I don't think I've seen him like this before. I can't blame him though if his goal is so close. Don't worry, we'll begin soon. I need to talk with Lance 90 first. His journey is coming to an end. You've claimed your victory, Acheron. You've seized your destiny. Lance 90 still needs to do so. I understand. A Savior's duty is not yet complete. What exactly is that duty? I have no reason to believe it affects me. The Ark may be even at stake. I don't want my rule to be cut short for you. No need to worry, it won't be. The force of death can never be defeated. There will always be an Ark in place. As such, you'll always need a ruler. You won't be going anywhere anytime soon. You're here for the long haul, Acheron. As for the nature of Lance 90's task, I'm afraid I don't even know that much. There's only one person who does. And that's who I'll be sending him to. I'd relax while you can, Acheron. After that, I have to teach you everything. Very well, take your time. I won't intrude. I just wait around. Hey, don't be so hasty. There is something I can give you. Maybe something to help you pass the time. Huh? My sight. He snaps his fingers and Acheron grunts in pain. He stumbles back, his eyes shooting wide open. What is this? I can't see anything, Ryu. Starts panicking, looking around frantically. On the contrary, you can see everything. You're just taking in a lot of information. Relax and let it flow at a normal pace. Use it to watch over those you love. It won't be long. I won't be too long with Lance 90. When I get back, I'll give you more. I can see so many people, but wait, this isn't Earth. What am I looking at, Ryu? Must be watching over Terra. Perhaps you desire something there. Don't worry, it fluctuates at first. Enjoy the view, Acheron. I won't keep you laying for too long. Prepare for some rigorous training. Smirks at me and as Acheron slowly fades away. I'm kind of wondering if he's going to make Sam Acheron's older sister that died, because as we talked about, it seems like Terra is maybe the afterlife of Earth. Smirks at me as Acheron slowly fades away. I don't know where he went, but we're alone now. Perhaps this is my chance to get some final answers. Sorry for the dishonesty I've given you. You deserve the truth from now on. That's exactly what you'll get. After we're done talking, I'll go back. Acheron has to go through lots of training. I need to feel comfortable when I leave. I just didn't want him listening in. This started between the two of us. It's only fitting that it ends that way. He gives me a warm smile before he continues. I see that you've met Nami and Nagi. They're a force of pure evil as well as the start of my story. Might seem relatively new to you, but for me it's been quite a while. Let me see how I can explain this. Everything I've done, I did to help you, including my surrender of the Ark. It's the last thing I wanted to do. Well, there's great power within you. Both Veloquez and Nagi have stated. Power enough to deliver salvation. Or destruction if put in the wrong hands. That's what Nami and Nagi strive for. To be honest, they almost had it. The moment Nagi drove his blade into you, a massive burst of energy was released. It made my powers even look infantile. They sought to harness the power within you, likely to achieve some nefarious goal. Destruction of infinite scope, I'd wager. Most people wouldn't be able to do this, but they possess a special set of weapons. Weapons that allow them to use this energy. What is this energy, you ask? It's something I can't tell you. Veloquez will have to explain it. Regardless of that, it was unleashed. For a moment, they had one. They could achieve anything they wanted. At least that's what they thought. They were unaware of my existence. Veloquez hid me there for a reason. Or here for a reason. The power spread like a huge wave. It had potential to span the entire galaxy, but the first place it touched was here. I felt it within me. I was in awe of how strong it was. How could one person house this power? I had to snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, they weren't unleashing it peacefully. I had to do something to help. When it reached me, I tapped into it. The powers it gave me were godlike, but I wouldn't be blinded like them. I couldn't have our universe destroyed. Extremely counterproductive, if you ask me. So I did what I was best at doing. It amplified my ability to play with time. I was able to spend all of Terra. A temporary fix, but a fix nonetheless. The wave of destruction came to a halt. I had to formulate a plan. I couldn't keep Terra frozen forever. I needed to save all of you from Nagi, but I couldn't do that in suspension. I had to limit my physical interactions. I realized I'd need to leave the Ark, not temporarily, but for good. And it would take a sliver of my power with me. Enough to buy a few hours at least. Your wounds need tending to. And all you had to get to safety. All of you had to get to safety. Normally, leaving the Ark is impossible. With this amplified power, I could. I just need to find a fitting ruler. But now I'm getting a tad ahead of myself. So this happened like before everything. Now I'm getting a tad ahead of myself. I didn't want to force this duty upon you, so I sent you back. I gave you a chance. That explains why I ended up in the supermarket right after. It was one of the burning questions in my mind. I knew you wouldn't back down. You're not that kind of person, but it wouldn't be right to assume. I'm glad you agreed to partake, Lance 90. It meant my plan was free to move forward. Watch you and find myself a new ruler. I picked Acheron and Max, of course. I let them battle for a spot in the Ark. I'm sure you know how that ended up. But I wish I didn't have to give up the Ark. I rather like it here. I really do, but it's necessary to protect you. I have to say that Acheron is resourceful. He uses contests to set up his sister. Exposed her as corrupt and put her in jail, using the word to her as a front, no less. I was honored to witness such genius. I knew the Ark had a worthy ruler. So there you have it, my game plan. I used your own power to freeze Terra. I gave you a choice and held a contest. Acheron used this contest to his advantage, achieved his own goal, and won the Ark. Free of ownership, I can now go to Terra. I'll save you and your friends from Nagi, and then you can journey right to Veloquez. You can help your journey come to an end. What? No, it's all confusing, isn't it? The timelines don't exactly add up. I mean, what was the inciting incident? Was it you getting stabbed by Nagi, or was it you winning the contest? It seemed to happen simultaneously, but they couldn't happen without each other. One required the other, and vice versa. I've debated a long time myself, but I realized I'll never know. I can never comprehend this power, knowing the scope of what it could accomplish. I mean, why a Pop Isles World Tour? It seemed like a particular venue. I only recreated what I knew. Now that's where it gets interesting. Does that mean I created to begin with? A self-fulfilling prophecy, so to speak? I'll probably never know. Let me see what else I need to tell you. I have to make sure I don't hold back. He tilts his head up and ponders. My mind is still trying to process all of this. This all happened because Nagi stabbed me. The World Tour, the contest, the killings, all of it was to help Ryu break free. Wanted a chance to save us from Nami and Nagi. The final use of his power would spend on all of us. Can't believe he's been hiding this the entire time. Oh, of course, one more thing. Something that may or may not be a shock. Terra houses the soul of the dead. Well, it never really was a ritual. It was just to test their loyalty. I sent over whoever Max killed that night. They handed these people over to Claire, and as I've seen, they're all free now. They're likely alive and well on Terra. Even Indy and Conrad were resourceful. They used this contest in their own way to gain players' trust and take them down. Everyone so far has achieved their goals, that is, except for you, Lance 90. You must pay one last visit to Terra. Veloquez will tell you everything. You will finally become the savior. This is what you're meant to do. Perhaps you can bring back the lost. If I could turn back time with your power, I can't even imagine what you're capable of. Everything that's happened so far was to save you from Nagi's blade. In that instant, it all came together. All the anger, all the hate, all the sorrow, all the fates of those who didn't make it, they paved the path to this very important moment. Terra still remains in stasis. I'm going to rescue you, Lance 90, you and all of your friends. It's time for you to save Terra. Don't let all of the sacrifice be in vain. That's the only thing I want in return. Please live out your duty as savior. The lives of so many rest upon your shoulders. I watched what happened in that bunker. Some of your friends opened up to you, but their stories are in no way unique. Everybody has a story of their own, but without you, they will end. Please help all of them continue. Starts fading away, and I reach out to him. You know, I'm gonna miss it here. I forgot what this place looked like. But then I gave Acheron my sight. It's beautiful, isn't it? Oh, so Acheron's not even gonna be able to see this place. He smiles back at me if he fades away even more. The first time I get to see you. Now I know what our savior looks like. And he looks like hope. Before I knew it, he's gone, off to save me and complete his mission. Mission he's been waiting so long to complete. A quest to save the savior. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Next thing I know, I'm back here. You must have sent me away after a little chat. One thing, I feel none of the inertia. That means I'm not going to Terra, but... Hey, Lance 90, is what that man said true? Are you going to save a lot of people? Taken aback by Killen's sudden appearance, but after seeing Raka here, it's not so odd. He seems to know all about what Ryu said, so he must have been seeing things from my eyes, too. But Ryu said Terra houses the souls of the dead. If that was the case, then why was Killa here? It's probably something Velikos will tell me. If that's true, could you save me? I feel kind of lonely here, you know? It's just me and millions of voices. It's driving me insane to hear all of that. Thankfully it stopped when you came. I'm really glad to see you again. But nod at him in return and tell him it's true. Everything Ryu said was the truth. I've been juggling that fate for a while now. Wow, that's kind of heavy, although Max did hint at it. Over the loudspeaker, I mean. I'm sorry I couldn't tell you it was her. She threatened to blow up the building. I had to hide it in order to keep you safe, but I'm glad she's behind bars. She doesn't deserve to walk free anymore. She's done far too much to hurt people. Punches his fist in invisible anger. I never believed this if it wasn't true. I feel like I'm stuck in purgatory, so I have to open my mind a little bit. Oh, this is so extraordinary. To be honest, my brother would have loved it. He was really into that anime stuff. His brother, huh? So is he like a twin brother? I believe he mentioned that back on day one. On the train, he said he was visiting his brother. Yeah, I did say that, didn't I? Kind of regret now, to be honest. All the stuff I told you was false, and Max knew about all my lies. So he said you'd hate me if I told you. Opening it up was the last thing I wanted. At the same time, we're friends. We won the same contest. After all, we're going to have so much fun. I don't even know why you picked Rook. I'm not going to hate you for it. I lied to you a lot and I deserved it. But now that I know the truth, that it might be possible to save me, I feel like you deserve the truth. It's up to you to decide, Lance 90, if you think I'm worth saving. After all, I've been a huge fool. Much to my dismay, he starts to fade away. Seems to think this is my fault and panics that perhaps I don't even want to hear his story. No, please, let me tell you. I want you to know why I lied. Looks around frantically and reaches out towards me. I call to him and reach forward in turn. Bond with Killa is strong enough, and he comes back into view with a large smile. Perhaps we were close enough to maintain a connection. Takes a deep breath, or perhaps a sigh of relief. Now it would be possible for me to tell him a story, or for him to tell me a story. Oh boy. Well, it's kind of a long one. It involves how I won the contest. It all started a few years back. I know you won't hate me for this. I had my reasons, you'll find out. And I only ever did it out of love. You see, I kind of had a brother. He used to be my best friend. You're inseparable no matter what. Some people say twins are like that. He was older than me, but by minutes. Our parents would always confuse us. All those twin cliches were real. We almost had comedic at... It was almost comedic at times, but then my brother got the diagnosis. It was cancer and terminal too. The doctors gave him 5 years to live. He couldn't even leave the hospital. But I visited him every single day. He'd always have his earphones in. Told him that it was rude, he didn't care. He liked the sound of pop music, he said. It was always so upbeat and bubbly, it made him happy and hopeful again. He was a really big fan of Clace, but he also liked Shock and Rocker. He had all their CDs and everything. As time went on, his condition worsened. I hope he found through music was a dud, and nothing could pull him through what he had. That is, until the contest was announced. He was so full of happiness and joy. He'd get to meet the people he idolized. At that point, he was bedridden, so every day I'd buy 2 cans, we'd share them, hoping that he'd win. Of course, it was all a pipe dream. I still remember buying the last cans. I went to see him, and the room was empty. I wasn't stupid, you know. I knew exactly what that meant. Passed away. My brother was gone. That's where I've been dishonest, and that's what I've kept from all of you. My brother, his name was Killa. That's right, I've been lying all along. My real name is Eddie, I'm sorry. Oh, it is Eddie, because I'm friended to him on Facebook, and his name's Eddie. This wasn't the real Killa? That wasn't what he was trying to tell me right now? I'm staring at him blankly, utterly shocked and confused. The day I found his room empty, I don't even know what to do with myself. I sat there away, Sat there anyway and drank the pop star. When you know it, I won. I sat there crying for hours. Why couldn't it have been a day earlier? Decided not to let it go to waste. I wouldn't rob him of his final dream. He deserved to experience what he wanted. So that's all there is to it. I took his ID and pretended to be him. We were twins, so it wasn't really that hard. This way he'd get what he wanted. I know it doesn't make much sense, but it did in my head at the time. Starts to cry in front of me. So he came here to fulfill his brother's dying wish? That's really noble of him, and I respect that. But he's still taken aback by his true identity. There's more to it, you know. Initially the hospital hid it from me, but I found out that he took his own life. Everybody can stay strong with cancer. There's so many stories of people winning, it makes you forget that they can give up. It turned out that he lost all of his hope. He thought we'd never win the contest, and you never guess why. Looks away from me like he's scared because I won. Because you found the first can, he felt like his odds were getting worse until he felt like he didn't stand a chance. Wait, I was responsible for Killa's suicide? He gave up hope because I found the first can? I can't even believe what I'm hearing right now. No, I really hate Tokyo. I hate main cafes, I hate everything. Most of all, I can't stand Clace. His music reminds me of my brother. The smile he had when he listened to it, that smile I'll never see again. It really is because of you. Clenches his fist and trembles angrily. But there's really nothing I can do. My brother doesn't have room for hate. It's not in his nature to hold a grudge, so it's not fair for me to lash out at you. If I'm being him, I have to play the part. That's why I've been so overly friendly. Everything about Japan would excite him, so I tried to act that way too. This was for him, not for me. I was constantly conflicted. Should I be kind to you like he would, or should I be mad like I would? Guess it's pretty obvious what I chose, and I'm going to continue doing it. I'll be your friend for his sake. Everything I've done was for him, and now, even though that I'm dead, I'll still do it. I'm never giving up this act of mine. When we drank the pop stars together, he always talked about potential winners. People would like to spend a tour with, and he said they'd be great friends. In fact, he said he'd keep in touch. A tour like this makes people bond. Look how it turned out. Maybe it's better that he wasn't here. He wanted happiness, not this mess. Even if he lived, he would have died. That is assuming you still chose him. I forgive you for letting me die, though. I lied to everybody. I was sketchy. I don't believe you for favoring Rook. So that's the truth. I hate almost everything about this tour. I hated it before it all went to hell. But I'm doing it all for Killa because it's what he would have wanted. There isn't room for what I want. Except there is one little thing, if you're open to hearing it, that is. You want us to bring your brother back? I nod almost instinctively. I can't believe this weird situation I'm in. Holds me responsible for Killa's death, but at the same time he's pretending to be him. Can't imagine being in his situation, staring at somebody you hate and being their friend, doing things you hate but pretending to love them, all in the name of his lost brother. You're gonna bring back Killa, and then I'll forgive you for everything. He'll be able to live his dream, he'll be able to befriend you too, and then you'll see Tokyo like he always wanted. He'll get what you took from him, and this is a demand, not a request. I don't even care if you leave me here. He gives me a piercing gaze, and I nod. If it all was in my power, I'd do it. He has my word that I'd bring back Killa back. Good, and you're taking him to karaoke. It was one of his favorite things. It starts to fade away, but I don't call out to him. Something tells me this isn't like last time. Eddie didn't have anything else he needed to say. I nod at him in complete understanding of his words. Thank you, Lance 90. With your help, he can find life again. That's something I can never hate you for. If you could bring us both back, well, I truly appreciate that. Get to see him smile again. I'm sure the true ending is being able to bring everyone back, but I have a feeling I'm only going to be able to bring like one person back. Also, my butt hurts, by the way. Well, with that, it completely fades away. I knew it wouldn't be long until I was in Terra now, but there's one thing I knew above all else. If I truly had this power inside of me, I'd bring back everyone that had died and more. There'd be no more suffering in these worlds. Everyone would be united with those that they had lost. Yes, that's the fine goal indeed. I close my eyes as the journey to Terra comes to an end. I enter the world with a smile and newfound resolve. It's this time I carry out my duty as the savior. Although we still don't really know how to use our powers. Okay. Hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, remember to hit the like button. Keep the conversation going in the comments, and subscribe if you want to see more. Until next time, I hope you have a good day.